Hello everyone. And welcome back once again to another interesting video. In this video we'll discuss some of more important Java interview questions and answers for beginners and experience. So if you are ready, let's start today's video. Question 1. How Java is different from C++? Answer. Java and C++ are both popular programming languages, but they have several differences. 1. Syntax. Java and C++ have different syntax styles. While both are influenced by C, Java syntax is simpler and more streamlined compared to C++, which can have complex syntax due to features like pointers and manual memory management. 2. Platform independence. One of the most significant differences is that Java is platform independent, while C++ is not. Java code is compiled into bytecode, which can run on any system with a Java Virtual Machine, JVM. C++, on the other hand, is compiled directly into machine code, so it's more tied to the underlying architecture and operating system. 3. Memory management. Java has automatic garbage collection, meaning that the programmer doesn't need to manage memory explicitly. In C++, memory allocation and deallocation are done manually using new and delete operators, which can lead to memory leaks and segmentation faults if not handled properly. 4. Object orientation. Both languages support object-oriented programming, OOP, but Java is more strictly object-oriented. In Java, everything is an object, except for primitive types, and it doesn't support multiple inheritance. C++ supports multiple inheritance and allows more flexibility in terms of object-oriented design. 5. Language features. C++ offers low-level features like pointers, manual memory management, and operator overloading, giving developers more control over system resources. Java sacrifices some of this control for safety and simplicity. Java provides features like automatic memory management, exception handling, and a rich standard library. 6. Compilation process. In Java, the source code is compiled into bytecode, which is then executed by the JVM. In C++, the source code is compiled directly into machine code specific to the target architecture. 7. Standard libraries. Both languages have extensive standard libraries, but they differ in their design and usage patterns. Java's standard library, Java API, is comprehensive and consistent, designed to be used across different platforms. C++ standard library is also rich but may vary in implementations across different compilers. Overall, Java is often preferred for its simplicity, platform independence, and safety, making it popular for web development, enterprise applications, and Android app development. C++ is favored for its performance, control over system resources, and usage in systems programming, game development, and performance-critical applications. Question 2. What do you understand by an instance variable and a local variable in Java? Answer. In Java, instance variables and local variables are both types of variables but serve different purposes within a program. 1. Instance variable. An instance variable, also known as a member variable or field, is a variable that is declared within a class but outside of any method, constructor, or block. Each instance of the class, i.e., each object, has its own copy of instance variables. Instance variables are initialized when an object is created using constructors, and they persist as long as the object exists. Instance variables define the attributes or properties of objects and are accessed using object references. This is an example of instance variable in Java. 2. Local variable. A local variable is a variable that is declared within a method, constructor, or block. Local variables are only accessible within the scope in which they are declared. They exist only while the method, constructor, or block is executing. Local variables must be initialized before they are used. Local variables are typically used for temporary storage within methods or blocks and are not accessible outside of them. This is an example of local variable in Java. In summary, instance variables are associated with objects or instances of a class and hold the state of an object, while local variables are temporary variables used within methods, constructors, or blocks to perform calculations or hold intermediate values. Question 3. What do you mean by data encapsulation in Java? Answer. Data encapsulation in Java refers to the bundling of data, variables, and methods, functions, that operate on that data into a single unit, known as a class. Encapsulation is one of the four fundamental concepts of object-oriented programming, OOP, along with inheritance, polymorphism, and abstraction. Encapsulation achieves two main objectives. 1. Data hiding. It hides the internal state, data, of an object from the outside world. This means that the internal workings and data representation of an object are hidden and cannot be accessed directly by other classes or objects. Instead, access to the data is controlled through methods, getters and setters, provided by the class. This prevents accidental modification of data and ensures that the object state remains consistent. 2. Abstraction. It provides a simplified interface to interact with an object. Clients interacting with the object do not need to know the intricate details of its implementation. They only need to know how to use the public methods provided by the class. This simplifies the usage of the class and makes the code more maintainable and reusable. In Java, encapsulation is implemented using access modifiers such as private, public, protected, and default. These modifiers control the visibility and accessibility of classes, variables, and methods. By default, variables are declared as private, meaning they can only be accessed within the same class. Access to these variables from outside the class is provided through public methods, getters and setters, allowing controlled manipulation of the data. In this example, the model and year variables are encapsulated within the car class, and access to them is provided through getter and setter methods. This encapsulation hides the internal state of the car object and provides controlled access to its data. Question 4. Can you tell the difference between equals, method and equality operator, equals in Java? Answer. In Java, there is a significant difference between the equals, method and the equality operator, equals. Let's understand one by one. Equals, method. The equals method is a method defined in the object class, which is the root class for all Java classes. By default, it checks whether two object references refer to the same object in memory, or it tests for reference equality. However, many classes override the equals method to provide their own implementation of equality comparison based on the contents or attributes of the objects rather than just their memory addresses. When comparing objects using the equals method, you're comparing their content or state rather than their memory addresses. This is an example of equals method in Java. This will print true, because the content of str1 and str2 are the same. Equality operator, equals. The equality operator, equals, is used to compare primitive data types and object references in Java. When used with primitive data types, example, int, double, char, etc., equals compares their actual values. When used with object references, equals checks whether two references point to the same memory address. It means, it checks for reference equality. This is an example of equality operator in Java. This will print false, because str1 and str2 are separate objects with different memory addresses. In summary, the equals method is used to compare the contents or states of objects, whereas the equality operator, equals, is used to compare primitive data types and object references, checking for reference equality by default. It's important to note that for objects, especially custom classes, you may need to override the equals method to define equality based on your specific requirements. Question 5. How is an infinite loop declared in Java? Answer. An infinite loop in Java is a loop that continues indefinitely, executing its block of code repeatedly without terminating under normal circumstances. There are several ways to declare an infinite loop in Java. Here are a few common examples. 1. Using while loop. 2. Using for loop with a constant condition. 3. Using do-while loop. In each of these examples, the loop condition is set to a value that always evaluates to true Boolean literal, or a constant expression that always evaluates to true, causing the loop to continue indefinitely. It's important to be cautious when creating infinite loops because they can lead to programs becoming unresponsive or consuming excessive system resources. Infinite loops are typically used intentionally in specific scenarios such as event-driven programming, server applications, or certain types of simulations. That's all for this video. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and hit that notification bell for more content, so you don't miss any upcoming video. And, if you have any questions or topics you'd like us to cover in future videos, please let us know in the comments below. Until next time, keep exploring and keep coding. Thanks for watching, and happy coding.